At the football field of Penanjung Garrison, His Majesty the Sultan and Yang di-Pertuan of Brunei Darussalam, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, and His Royal Highness Captain Prince Abdul Mateen viewed the static exhibition by the Royal Brunei Land Force, Royal Brunei Air Force, RBAF Training Institute, and Royal Brunei Technical Services, RBTS. The static exhibition presented by the Royal Brunei Land Force showed the capability of new military assets and services provided by the RBAF. For the past 57 years, RBAF has undergone technological advancement in machinery and equipment. The enhanced military capabilities supplied to RBAF has enabled it to carry out certain duties in upholding the trust to protect the country's sovereignty. His Majesty consented to test shooting a target with a Colt Commando firearm using .22mm bullets. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and His Royal Highness Prince Abdul Mateen also consented to test a similar weapon in target shooting. The RBAF has maintained an enhanced cooperation with local and overseas security agencies, including cooperation with regional and international armed forces in all fields. The RBAF's ability to work together with other armed forces has proved its capability in contributing expertise and experience in together keeping peace and prosperity at ASEAN and international levels. Formed in 1965, the Royal Air Force has shown significant development in its assets and personnel in carrying out its role in defending the country's peace, sovereignty and integrity. The increasing number of pilots and technicians also provides a positive effect in fulfilling the country's needs. The RBAF Training Institute has undergone several evolutions in implementing and organizing training, administrative system or infrastructure in line with the changing times and the aspiration, vision and mission of the RBAF. As the prime mover mechanism towards realizing the direction and aspiration of the RBAF Training Institute is committed in teaching and producing professional soldiers. The mobile demonstration, Offensive Action on Jungle Fringe Regional Jungle Warfare Symposium, held in April this year, which involved over 40 military personnel from 13 countries, enhanced the RBAF capability and overcoming current and future challenges.
Side, the enemy will be looking on a
At the Royal Brunei Technical Services exhibition, His Majesty also witnessed shooting demonstration using the M16 assault rifle. The RBAF personnel strive for an effective nation's development and prosperity towards achieving the country's vision and Wawasan Brunei 2035. The force, as the main pillar of defence, also highlighted the need of Iman and Taqwa among its personnel as a pillar in defending the nation and in together realising the RBAF vision and mission. His Majesty, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and His Royal Highness Prince Abdul Mateen also toured the RBAF Career Exhibition by the Directorate of Personnel at the Dewan Gerak Badan or Gymnasium. Through the display, the department tries to attract the young people to join the Army and the Ministry of Defence. The country's future depends largely on the strength and authority of the young generation. This was highlighted in His Majesty's Titah at the Sovereign's Parade ceremony for the 12th intake of the Officer Cadet School of the Defence Academy. His Majesty also made a Titah that if a young generation possesses physical and spiritual strength, that strength will benefit the people and the nation. His Majesty then proceeded for a get-together ceremony with the Ex-Soldiers Association and former personnel of RBAF. The historic moment of RBAF began with the formation of the Askar Melayu Brunei AMB, or the Brunei Malay Soldiers, on May 31st, 1961. A total of 60 locals were chosen to undergo the first recruitment training at Port Dickson in the then Federation of Malaya. The Royal Brunei Navy exhibition at the swimming pool also caught the monarch's attention. The Royal Brunei Navy has undergone significant changes and developments since its establishment on 14th June 1965. In safeguarding the nation, the RBAF is committed in equipping the officers and personnel with the necessary skills. The Royal Brunei Navy's participation in International Maritime Exercise Rim of the Pacific or RIMPAC in Hawaii, United States of America from the 26th of June to August this year involved 25 nations. RIMPAC provides the Royal Brunei Navy an opportunity to enhance their capabilities in various tasks including combat. His Majesty also witnessed a search demonstration by a NAVSAG team using sea boats on trawler ships believed to be conducting suspicious activity. During the operation, one of the trawler's crew tried to escape by jumping from the vessel but was thwarted by NAVSAG personnel who were in the sea boat. Meanwhile, the Survival Life Raft demonstration also showed the right way to ascend into the life raft during an emergency at sea. The scenario involving water entering the ship and possibility of it sinking forced the crew to jump into the water and to perform sea survival procedure. The crew gathered in a circle to make it easier for them to reach the life raft. At the Penanjung Garrison Mini Stadium, His Majesty watched an arena presentation that showcased the RBAF's ability in conducting an operation combining urban and jungle fringe warfare operations. His Majesty then proceeded to the warrant officers, staff sergeants and Penanjung Garrison Sergeants' Mess for the Junjung Ziarah with RBAF senior non-commissioned officers. During the ceremony, His Majesty, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and His Royal Highness Captain Prince Abdul Mateen received Pasambah and Junjung Ziarah from 257 RBAF senior and junior non-commissioned officers. His Majesty then proceeded to the RBAF Training Institute Dining Hall for the Junjung Ziarah ceremony with RBAF junior non-commissioned officers. During the ceremony, His Majesty and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince also received Pasambah. His Majesty and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince received Pasambah and Junjung Ziarah from 257 RBAF junior non-commissioned officers. RBAF will continue to move forward and be committed in their role of carrying out defense policy and contributing to the country's development.
Semua sekali berdoa.
At the end of the visit, His Majesty, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and His Royal Highness Captain Prince Abdul Mateen then proceeded to the Officers' Mess, Penanjung Garrison for a luncheon and get-together ceremony with Royal Brunei Armed Forces officers. During the ceremony, His Majesty also presented the Flying Wings badge to His Royal Highness 920 Captain Prince Abdul Mateen. The Dua Salamat was read by Commander Haji Ainul Nizam bin Haji Ibrahim, the head of RBAF Religious Department. His Majesty then cut the RBAF 57th anniversary cake. His Majesty and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince received pasambah. Before luncheon, the Dua Salamat was read by the head of RBAF Religious Department. In more than half a century since its establishment, the RBAF has experienced transformation in shaping a credible, efficient and dynamic armed forces. The presence of His Majesty was a great honour for all the members of the RBAF and a clear manifestation of the monarch's concern and commitment towards the affairs of RBAF.